Welcome to another episode of mine. Let us talk about a statement made by Devendra Fadnavis, who made a statement yesterday. He said that we will scrap SC certificates of all other than Hindu, Buddhists, and Sikhs. This is actually the statement made by Devendra Fadnavis. He said we will scrap SC certificates of all other than Hindu, Buddhists, and Sikhs. Maharashtra CM Fadnavis. Of course, we should accept his decision if he wants to go as per the law, even though the validity of 1950 Schedule Caste Order Para 3, so this is actually mentioned in 1950 Schedule Caste Order Para 3, it was challenged in the court in 2004 and it is still going on there. Okay, let us talk about that 1950 Para 3 and all those things in later videos, but this video I just wanted to bring it to your notice that the statements made by Devendra Fadnavis that he wants to cancel all the certificates of other than Hindu, Buddhists and Sikhs in Maharashtra. Let us see what actually is said. He said action will be taken against such a person if he or she has secured reservation benefits such as government jobs. If such a person has won an election using it fraudulently, obtaining SC certificate, their election will be declared null and void. He also said they are considering anti-conversion bill in Maharashtra. These two statements actually he made very serious statements. But nowadays, as I believe this is all my personal opinion I'm expressing in this video, earlier the court judgments used to be our protection side. No, they used to think as a bodyguard. Earlier, the court judgments used to be somewhat like bodyguard. But now all the court judgments are coming like as if they are the police officers. The judges are thinking in the line of police officers, not in the line of bodyguards of constitution. Like say for example, if you have a daughter in your house, and that the two approaches we can protect her. And the first method of protecting her is act as a bodyguard, and the second approach is act as a police officer. If you are acting as a bodyguard to a girl child in your house, we will just give her complete freedom. Just a liberal father and maximum will think in the fundamental right concept. Okay, she has freedom to decide whatever the course she wants to take, whatever the career she wants to go, and she has freedom to join whichever the college she wants. Of course, she has freedom. This is the liberal thinking, and because it's a fundamental right, she has fundamental right. So the father thinks in this way, thinking in the line of bodyguards. So that's what bodyguards will do, that they will not disturb the person whom they are protecting, but they make sure that nobody will come near to him. But thinking in the line of police officer. And we ask daughter, with whom you are talking every day, why are you talking so much? Why are you sleeping in the night? Why you want to join in the so-and-so course? Why you want to join only in that college? Do you have any other opinion? Do you have any boyfriend in the same college? These are all suspective and skeptical questions. Thinking like a police officer. Then the police officer will suspect everybody, that because they see criminals every day. So I think that even nowadays the court judgments are also coming in that line of police officers, not in the line of bodyguard of the constitution. Earlier judgments used to be like, right? Yeah, somebody has freedom to go anywhere he wants, freedom to associate with anyone. Somebody has freedom. Just someone attending a church, that doesn't mean he converted. Just because someone attends a church with a friend or a family member or a relative, that doesn't mean that he converted to a Christian. Religion is different and lifestyle is different. Customs, traditions, it doesn't come under as conversion of a religion. So all this of liberal, earlier judges used to give the liberal judgments, protecting their fundamental rights and liberal thinking. But nowadays I find so many court judgments that are coming like, when someone is going to the church, that means he converted. Someone is following customs and traditions, that means he converted religion. These kind of judgments are coming nowadays. So whatever, let's talk about the judgments later. But what Fadnavis says that then action will be taken against such a person if or she has secured reservation benefits such as government jobs. If such a person has won an election using fraudulently obtained SC certificate, election will be declared null and void. So a serious warning given by Fadnavis to the people in Maharashtra. And there is one BJP MP, his name is Amit Gorke. freedom of religion was being misused by crypto Christians, and some people benefit from reservations under the SC category while professing other religions. Crypto Christians was an apparent reference to people who discreetly follow Christianity while belonging to a different religion or paper. On the face of it, they belong to a SC community and got reservation benefits like government jobs. On certificate, they are called as scheduled caste, but they are professing Christianity, so they name them as a crypto Christians. So that's what's up, liberal thinking and illiberal thinking. Conversion is someone's decision to convert, so we cannot force anybody to convert. One side, we are proposing anti-conversion bills, which says that the forcible conversions are crime. On the other side, we are tagging someone that they are Christians just because they are attending their churches. So just burying someone in the culture of a Christian, celebrating the way a Christian does, I don't think all this comes under a serious conversion. Conversion should be seriously done. A religion will have specific rules. Muslims will have specific rules that if you convert as a Muslim after conversion, you should follow so many rules and regulations of Islamic, this one. Same like Christians of post-conversion, they will have multiple rules and regulations that you should not watch movies, you should not drink, you should not lie, tell lies, you should not... There is something called 10 Commandments and they have to follow, respect. There are many things that they have to follow after post-conversion. So many of the people may like their ideology of Christianity, but they are not interested in converting. Now the politicians forcing these people to convert, tagging them as a crypto Christian. They just like one ideology of a religion, but they continue to be a Hindus and they don't want to convert because they cannot sustain the rules and regulations they kept by the Christians. They tag them as a crypto Christian and the government itself is forcing them to convert. It is also comes under a kind of a forcible conversion. Let's talk about, there is another BJP leader. What she said is, Chitrawag, she said, there have been cases where women were duped into marriage by hiding the husband's religion. There's a case in Sangli where a woman married into a family which secretly followed Christianity. The woman suffered torture and was forced to change her religion, leading to her death while she was 7 months pregnant. Was it? This is a serious statement made by Chitrawa. She says that the Christians duped Hindus to marry, hidden his religion, and he married a Hindu girl. After marriage, he forced her to convert as a Christian and tortured her, and she died. This is the serious allegation she made, and she's telling a case in Sangli. It may be a Christian, it may be a Muslim, it may be a Hindu, it may be anybody. That's what we say, that nobody should violate the fundamental rights of the other person. If other person's religion is their personal choice, it may be your wife, it may be your child, it may be your anybody. While the fundamental right should not be violated. If any Christian duped a Hindu woman after marriage, forcing her to convert as a Christian is definitely a crime. No doubt in this. Whether she continues as a Hindu or whether she continues as Christian, Muslims, it's up to her. She has that freedom. We are not supposed to force anybody. If really that thing is happening somewhere, definitely it is a crime. But I have few questions to India and leaders of India, and especially Modi ji and Bharatiya Janata Party chief ministers, the leaders of our India, the nation builders, the makers of India. I have personal few questions. I believe the religion is a fiction. It's a fictitious belief. A fictitious belief that there is God and He will help us. We just fictitiously we believe that there is a God and the God will help us. It is someone's faith. Up to the individual with what they believe, which God they believe, what kind of theory they believe, it is up to them, right? As me, as a member of a religion of humanity, my religion is humanity. A religion of secularism, my religion is secularism. A religion of social justice, my religion is social justice. And a religion of equality, my religion is equality. As a member of all these religions, I'm asking the India, ignoring few factors, and I don't want to talk about court judgments, what courts given what judgments. I don't want to talk about all this. Why such kind of presidential orders were given. I don't want to talk about which caste is in which religion, as the court judgment says that only this caste have, this religion have caste, this religion doesn't have caste. These arguments, which religion doesn't have what caste or which religion has what caste. Let us ignore all this, because fundamentally I believe that the religion is a fictitious ideology. Fundamentally, if the religion is a fictitious ideology, the laws made on that fictitious ideology, fictitious acts. Obviously, the courts will give judgments based on these fictitious acts made based on the religion, because the courts will have limits to give judgments within the purview of the acts which the parliament makes. I don't want to talk about all this fiction that which religion has which caste, which religion is following what principle, which religion allows which caste, which religion doesn't have caste. I wanted to ignore all this, but I have 10 questions to the government of India and the leaders of India, Narendra Modi ji, Amit Shah ji, and all the chief ministers and cabinet ministers, that I wanted to ask 10 questions from my point, as I am the member of humanity. Question number 1 is, do we Indians want to provide education, jobs, schemes, welfare only to scheduled castes belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist? I am asking the question, do we want to provide education, job and schemes and welfare only to the scheduled castes of those Hindu, Sikh, Buddhists? Don't we want to provide education, jobs, schemes and welfare schemes to the scheduled castes, those who belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christianity? I am asking this question to the nation. Do we want these scheduled castes who belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christians, do we want them to suffer without education? Do we want them to suffer without jobs? Do we want them to suffer without welfare schemes? Is that our idea? What is the idea of making such laws that only those Hindu, Buddhist, Sikhs will be considered as scheduled castes, and those scheduled castes who belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity doesn't come under scheduled caste? And if you bar them from availing their reservations of in getting education, job and all these things, do we want these communities to suffer without education, suffer without jobs, suffer without social justice and social welfare schemes? Is that what we are trying to make in India? Every day we are giving statistics that India has achieved 100%. We want to provide 100% jobs to Indian youth, and we say that we want to improve the education literacy in India. And you are making so many statements. When you are making so many statements, are you excluding these scheduled castes who belong to Parsi, Jain, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity? I mean, are you excluding these communities from all these statistics? You are saying that the literacy rate and education, employment, then they still remain uneducated, they still remain as unemployed, they still remain as jobless, and then how the India will achieve the 100% literacy, 100% with employment? With this planning, can we take India forward? I am asking this question. My second question is, do we Indians want to protect scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist from caste discrimination in Indian society, more specifically from dominant caste? Do we want the scheduled castes belong to Jain, Parsi, Zoroastrian, Judaism, Islamic and Christianity? Do we want them to undergo all this caste discrimination in the Indian society by dominant societies? They should be tortured and suffered by the dominant caste. We want them to suffer. And how can you exclude the same scheduled castes who are being mistreated, ill-treated in the society, Indian society? Forget about the religion. Religion is a fiction. I'm talking about the Indian society. Caste-based discrimination, caste-based ill-treatment, there is someone calling as a Dalit, untouchable and all these things. From whichever religion it may come, but that it is in the religion. From whichever the pot, the water falling down, but it is spread the entire the land. So it doesn't matter which pot is leaking, but the entire house is full of water, right? Same way like the caste system may come from any religion, doesn't matter, but it spread the entire nook and corner of Indian society. When it went to nook and corner of Indian society, then all the Dalits are being mistreated, ill-treated, discriminated in the society by dominant and upper caste. How can we exclude who are facing the same discrimination by the dominant caste, belongs to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity? How can we exclude them? Do we want them to suffer under the dominant society? Is that India we are proposing? Do we Indians want to uplift only the poor of scheduled castes belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist? Do we Indians desire that scheduled castes belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christianity should die with hunger, suffer financially, remain poor forever? Are they not part of poverty alleviation scheme and statistics? I'm asking this question again. We have different schemes to uplift scheduled caste from poverty. Do we Indians want only those people who are suffering with poverty in the religions of Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist to be uplifted? Do we want those poor people who are suffering in the poverty, the poor scheduled caste in Jain, Parsi, Zoroastrian, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, they should die with hunger, they remain poor financially? Do we desire that? Indian government drawing sketches to bring people out of poverty, and we are telling so many statistics that we brought 25 crores people out of poverty and all. Are these people scheduled caste people who belong to these religions of Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islamic and Christianity, these people not there in your statistics and all? Then why do we exclude from scheduled caste just based on a fictitious ideology? The caste is in so and so is a religion, this a caste is... See, obviously the religion itself is a fiction, and the caste coming from different ideology, it's another fiction. And based on the fictions, we are making laws and excluding from the national building plans from these communities. Is it not injustice to them? My fourth question is, do we Indians want to grant constitutional powers to only scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhists? Don't we want the Indians desire that scheduled caste belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity? We don't want them to have any constitutional powers. Do they have a separate constitution? The same constitution written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. India is talking about one nation, one election, one nation, one law, Unicode bill. They wanted to say that the law should be same for everyone when we are thinking in that one nation, one election. In this context, why there is a division within the scheduled caste, saying that he is Hindu, he is Sikh, he is Buddhist, so he have a high power for constitutional powers. These people belong to Jain, Zoroastrian, right, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, so they don't have constitutional powers. They are not treated as scheduled caste and they should stay out from scheduled caste status. And what are all these kind of arguments? One side we are saying that there should be Unicode bill. That means all, irrespective of religions, the law should be equal to everyone. Then how come the other side you propose such discriminatory acts and laws and presidential orders to divide the people based on the religion within the same community and treat them differently? And then my fifth question is, do we Indians collecting taxes only from scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhists? Are we not collecting taxes from scheduled caste belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christianity? See, we have laws, we collect the taxes from everybody. Then we don't see that only scheduled caste belongs to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist should pay the taxes, and we are exempting, we don't want to take taxes from the scheduled caste who belong to, right, Jain, Parsi, Judaism, right, Christianity, Islam. No, we don't have any such law, right? While collecting, we have an equal law, but while distributing, why we have different laws? While collecting taxes, we're taking the taxes from different kinds of people. Then there is no differentiation. We collect taxes from everybody. But while distributing, and we are saying that we'll distribute to only the scheduled caste who belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, but remaining caste doesn't come under this scheduled caste category, so we don't treat them as scheduled caste, so we will not have any, they cannot access the schemes meant for scheduled caste. These are all somewhat, I feel, that against humanity, secularism, social justice, equality. This is my idea. And my sixth question is, government releases the data of GDP, per capita, poverty rate, unemployment, literacy rate, etc. Are you counting only Dalits belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, or Dalits belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity, also counted in Indian statistics? So if you say these religions not eligible for SC status, then they won't get employment, education, they remain poor, your statistics will still show India is poor. Do you want India to be poor forever? And one side you are giving statistics that India has crossed GDP, number 4 in GDP, per capita income is increasing, the poverty rate is only 4%, literacy rate we have reached to 60%, 70%. We are giving so many statistics in India. If you are giving so many statistics in India, Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christianity are not eligible to be scheduled caste, and they will stay away from all these upliftment programs that meant for scheduled caste, then still remain uneducated, they still remain poor, they will not have access to the upliftment programs that other scheduled castes will have, then still remain poor. And obviously if they remain poor, remember that is India becomes still remain as poor. Because if India has a vision to bring everybody up from the poverty and all, then remember that these people are also counted in your statistics, and then India still shows that few people are unemployed, uneducated. If we keep them away from the government schemes and all, then obviously the India that will remain as a poor. To my seventh question is, Narendra Modi ji have vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Does Narendra Modi ji want only scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist should be Viksit, they should become Viksit, and the remaining scheduled caste who belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christianity, scheduled caste belong to these religions, they should become Aviksit. I mean, a Viksit is something like they should get advanced in their life. Does Narendra Modi ji want all the scheduled castes belong to these? You want them to still stay as undeveloped? Are we excluding these communities from Viksit 2047? My eighth question is, Narendra Modi ji has a vision of make in India through entrepreneurship. But does Modi ji wants to make India by giving entrepreneurship opportunities to Dalits who belong to Hindu, Sikh and Buddhist? Doesn't Narendra Modi ji want the scheduled caste belong to Jain, Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam and Christians still work under someone? They should not get entrepreneurship opportunities. They should not be called as entrepreneurs. They should be slaves and servants under someone. Is that the idea we are proposing? These are also scheduled caste, and you are only saying that we only uplift the scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist. But what about the scheduled caste who belongs to Zoroastrian, Jain, Parsi, Islam and Christianity? They are also scheduled caste. They also should be given equal opportunity as others get. And they also should become entrepreneurs, right? Then if you exclude them from scheduled caste status, how will they get? My ninth question is, see, Narendra Modi ji is talking about liberalization and globalization. Does he want only the scheduled caste belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist should be liberalized, globalized, they should go to foreign countries, they should do international businesses and all? Doesn't he want even the scheduled caste who belong to Jain, Parsi, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity, they also should become globalized, they also should become liberalized? First of all, they should be liberalized and get independence and get free from all these kind of illiberal acts and presidential orders first. And my final question is, the vision of Garib Kalyan, 12 crore toilets, free health, women empowerment, access to clean water, free houses to provide. Does he want to provide all these facilities only to those Dalits who belong to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist and Sikh? Doesn't Modi ji want the scheduled caste belong to Parsi, Judaism, Zoroastrian, Islam, Christianity, stay without houses, stay in poverty, stay without toilets, and they should not have any access to water? Is that what we are proposing? What is the reason of dividing the people who born to the same mother in the same community just based on a fictitious religious ideology? He's following some religion, he has some faith in that religion, caste is there, he is following some another faith in this caste. Doesn't, first of all, religion itself is a fiction, caste is another fiction. We are making the laws based on the fictions. See, come on, it's all against. Are we not killing practically humanity in the name of fictitious, superficial religious faith? If religion is just a fiction, laws based on that are fictitious. Obviously, the court judgments will come based on the laws and acts made by parliament, and then obviously the judgments in the courts will come based on the fictitious laws made by the fictitious parliament. The parliamentarian who are making laws based on the fictitious ideology, then ultimately the person who suffers is not the fiction, the person who suffers is not the religion. Fiction doesn't have life, religion doesn't have life, it's just an idea. But an individual, an Indian, a scheduled caste, they're human beings, they have families, they have relatives, their responsibilities, they should do job, they should earn money to feed their families. And these people will suffer based on all these fictitious acts and presidential orders that we send. This is my opinion. Thank you. Namaskar.